Hey, hey, good evening. Oh, this is exciting. This is hugely exciting. I'll tell you why. This is the first, obviously, reassessment of our detox. And oh my word. We have, in fact, I'm going to give you time to jump on. Come on. Cheers, everybody. What is this tea that I've got here? It is vanilla and chai, and it's lovely. I'll let the girls tag everybody, give you time. Just while we're waiting though, let's just blow this up. Oh yeah, bugger yeah. In just 1 week, and only 330 people recording or being accountable for their progress. In terms of weight loss, anyway, we have broken the 100 stone mark in 1 week, 7 days. 100.50 stones, which is 1,405 pounds. Told you, got. What do I say back to front? I can't remember. I say something back to front. 637.50 kilograms. I work in stones. I prefer stones. Over 100 stones in weight. Oh my God. Now, when you consider, here's the maths. When you consider that £1 would be roughly 3,500 calories, somebody do the maths. It should be easy enough. Add a couple of zeros. Come on, Shelley. But no. I want to say to you a huge, huge well done and congratulations from me and all of the team. We are hugely proud of you. Every single one of you. Some of you didn't have a weight loss goal. Some of you are not here to lose weight. I met a lovely person in the gym today. Some people don't like ladies. Some people don't mind girls. So you never know what to say, do you? I met a lovely person in the gym today. She introduced herself to me. She's on our detox and she's here for the mindset stuff. She's not here to lose weight. In fact, she looks great. And she's got a whole different set of goals to most people. But you might not be here for weight loss. That's okay. That's amazing, actually. That's huge. That is absolutely insane. And it's only 330 people. Could you imagine if everybody reported their weight loss goals? We would blow the computer up. That's what would happen. So, huge well done. Massive congratulations. We've got loads to get through tonight. This is a series of educational sessions, not mindset this week, really, although we will include mindset in some of this stuff, but it's really to educate you as to the importance of your knowledge of gut health. And obviously we're launching my very own commissioned supplements. Pinch. Pinch, pinch, pinch. People don't get to this level in the industry. It's very, very rare. And the people that do have got teams and teams and teams behind them. I have worked with specialists. Our team have had nothing to do with this apart from the launch today. This has been me in my wee cave just trying to make this happen. Find the specialist to help me. It's hard enough. The different ingredients, the different blends, what you can put with this, what you can't put with this, the organic, just how pure this each supplement is. Very, very difficult. Years in the making. And then add COVID into that. And then add the Suez Canal stuff into that and Brexit. It's been absolutely, well, you could say close to impossible. But everything is a challenge for me and I will take it head on and I will steamroll through it for the benefit of my clients, and that's exactly what I've done. I could have white labelled any product, stuck a wee fancy logo on it and called it my own, because people do that every single day. No, I wanted to make sure it was clean. There was no excipients, there was no binders, there was no fillers, no toxins, no chemicals, nothing that was rancid in there, only stuff that will absolutely help you work towards optimal health. That's why I'm here, sitting drinking this tea in my living room, stream into your living room. That's why. Not just because I want to make money, I would pick easier ways. I really would. So, anyway, gut health. I have got tons and tons of notes for you tonight. It's really, really important that you, in fact, I'm going to say this again before I get rid of this. In 1 week, we have lost over 100 stones. Please tell all your pals. Tell your doctors, tell your nurses, tell your physio, tell your visiting health specialist, tell the person looking after you that maybe you've just had a baby and you're breastfeeding. Tell them. Because that will unlock a whole host of associated health implications, benefits, strides forward. Functional medicine. Food is medicine. It's a holistic approach. It's a matrix. It's a holistic approach to health, and we can't fix your, let's say, your gut by just changing the food they eat. We have to do the mindset work. We have to show up and do the daily mindset work. We have to do the spirituality work. We have to know who we are. We need to understand the science. We need to join the dots to actually get to that matrix overview of, okay, this is where I am now. We've minimised dairy, but I'm okay with dairy. In fact, I feel much better. We've not had dairy. What about the casein in dairy? What about the whey? What about those proteins? But I didn't know that dairy affected me like that, but now I do, because Shelley Boo told me not to have it. But I feel much better. It's all these things that form this wider matrix. It's really, really important that you know who you are from a physiological level, from a psychological level, and from a spiritual level. You're struggling to hear me. Now that's a shame. Okay, it's because I've moved my computer. Sorry. Okay. Tell me is that any better? It should be. Oh, you could hear me fine. Some of you could hear me fine. I should really look at the comments before. Okay. Keeps freezing. Oh no. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me just try and get this right for you. It shouldn't keep freezing right. I'm going to switch over the Wi-Fi. You might lose me for maybe 5-10 seconds. Okay. We'll see if that's any better, okay? Okay, let me know if we're good to go. I hope we are. Is that any better? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you need to just recap. At least you won't hear me swallowing and sniffing and doing all that stuff. So, tell me if this is okay. We've lost over 100 stone this week, and we are. I found it better with the headphones. Hear you fine. Some people could hear me fine, some people can't. So, Megan, is that any better? Sorry, I don't want to go any further just in case I need to switch off here. Is that any better? Please speak to me. Lost me. I think I'm going to go off and come back on. Will I? I'm back. I should be fine now. Please tell me I'm fine. Oh, dearie me. I could hear you. Right, okay. I think it's maybe when I've got that plugged in, my phone. Lynn Cameron. Oh, okay, tell me, Lynn. Quieter. Ugh. Can I run up the stairs and get the mic? I'll be like 2 minutes at the most. Hold on. This gives me the fear. This lot. Do you know this? Right, hold on. Okay. Is that any better? We'll pop it on here. Is that any better? Keeps it real. Sometimes you like when it balls us up because it is real, eh? As she swallows a tea bag. That would be just my luck, by the way. Better. Right. Good. I'm glad. Come on then. I'm going to do a quick recap. These have got me sweating. Okay, here we go. Still freezing. It can't be still freezing. Stop it, you lot. Okay, here we go. Where was I? Over 100 stone lost in 1 week. Incredible. So if you were one of those that reported, fantastic, well done. If you have not been accountable, I'm giving you a massive boots right up the arse right now. This is why you're here, to be accountable to me. I'm the boss. And sometimes you don't like somebody being the boss. But that's offensive. And then you go fight against me. That's what you've paid for. It won't work unless you follow the rules and unless you listen. And I've asked you to be accountable, and only 330 people have been accountable. That's not good. That's not good. So what are you going to do about it? Where's your standards? Have you revisited your values and your beliefs about you? Have you thought about where you're going in relation to where you've been? And therefore, have you addressed turning your should do that into musts, into absolute non-negotiables? And one of those should have been, thank you, thanks a lot, we're all fine now. One of yours should have been, turn up, be accountable, and get this shit done. Because if you get this shit done, the most incredible things happen, including improving your gut health. Your brain and your gut are connected by the vagus nerve. They speak to each other. Your gut health is basically like a second brain. And if you've been on Feel Look Be for long enough, you've heard me talk about that so many times. SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. I'm saying that probably at least 70% of your big massive sweeping statement, boot right up the arse as well, will have SIBO of some sort. And it's basically when you've got bad bacteria, I'm going to simplify this right down, bad bacteria in the small intestines where it shouldn't be. That should be quite sterile in there. But actually, this bacteria should be in the large intestine where it could deal with it. But actually, it's in the small intestine, over 30 foot long of bad bacteria. And you wonder why you've got rosacea and bad skin and eczema and asthma In fact, I'm going to list them all. Restless leg syndrome, gas, bloating, belching, farting, the lot. That's you, isn't it? I know it's you. You're pre-diabetic or type 2 diabetic. That's a lot of people. You have food intolerances, especially new food intolerances. Can't eat that all of a sudden. Why not? You were able to eat it 3 months ago. You were able to eat it a year ago. Why can't you eat it now? Skin conditions, asthma, lactose intolerance, IBS, SIBO as well. It should be called IBS should be called SIBO actually, and it will be soon, I bet you. Bowel urgency, diverticulitis, colon cancer, the endless amounts of autoimmune conditions. Thanks for tagging everybody, Leslie. I'm sure one of them is you. See this fibromyalgia stuff? Most of this depression, anxiety, Alzheimer's, everything is connected to your gut. If you have unhealthy gut flora, you're going to run into these conditions, these diseases, cancers. On Feel Look Be, it's not very silent because I'm not very silent about it, but we are cultivating healthy gut flora and you're improving your microbiome every single day. Have you heard of autoimmune paleo style of nutrition? That's exactly what this is. It's the best kept secret between me and you, but actually it's not, because you're starting to tell people. We are fixing your microbiome, but you're only a work in progress. This is just the beginning. Once you start getting curious, you start minimizing things and introducing them again, like dairy, like meat, for example. You start really learning about food. You start really learning about your body, and you start connecting the dots. You find out about stuff that you should know that you didn't know until Feel Look Be, and you wonder why. It becomes really obvious in a very short space of time. I spell it out for you, but actually you get to that as well, and you go, we're just ticking the boxes here. We're just like managing this situation instead of getting to the root cause and actually realizing that you are entirely what you eat. Entirely. And there are genetic conditions, of course there are. And this matrix I was talking about when you couldn't hear me, I was talking about a matrix of, well, I refer to it as a holistic approach to health. So for you to be healthy, because let's face it, stress can impact on your gut, your friendly and your bad gut bacteria, and it can actually trigger an autoimmune condition. Stress. How could that happen? That absolutely can happen. So unless we get the psychology right, the physiology right, the spirituality right, we get you to understand who you are, where you're going, where you've been, you're comfortable with yourself, you learn to be in the moment, you manage your stress, you extract your stress, you work through the physiology and the learning and the teaching of Feel Look Be in this, in its widest sense, you then start forming the basis of optimal health. Without all of this and without the bigger piece of the jigsaw and the full whack, you're never going to get that. That's why running into a gym for a class will never ever cut it. You need the education, you need the support, you need the guidance, you need the science. No matter how simple it's put across to you, you need it. You need to do the background reading. You need to do if you've got one of these conditions, you need to be a master at that. You need to know it inside out. You need to know more than your doctor, and you probably will after half an hour. Not all doctors. Some doctors are absolutely phenomenal at this stuff, but actually, see, like things like SIBO and gut health, you could study for 20 years and not even get to the bottom of what's actually going on here. So this is me, in a nutshell, gathering up as much research and as much reading as possible and saying, look, here you go. This is just the start. This isn't by far the end, and it's not the finished product. It's just the very beginning. You need to understand this stuff. So, there's a whole list of things that you will feel, or you should be thinking about SIBO if you have any of these things. So when the bacteria die, so that they are born and they die in the small intestine, and the the byproduct of the death, let's call it, and the dying bacteria is called, when it enters your bloodstream, it's called endotoxemia, and it's when you become toxic from the inside, and that's basically because you've cultivated really bad bacteria, because you've been eating wheaten grains, because you've been eating environmental estrogens, because you've been eating food that has been bathed in a sea of genetically modified glyphosate, for example, and chemicals and toxins and metals and mercury and hard, heavy metals that should not be in your body. It's not a case of, have you got heavy metal toxicity in your body? It's an absolute given, you have. It's a case of, what have you got in your body? Not have you will have. So the part of this detox is to extract the toxins, but actually I'm going to bring your attention to gut health all of this week, because it's a huge topic and it's not one I've covered in this depth before. So that vagus nerve from your brain to your gut is like a 6-lane motorway right up to your brain, and they talk to each other constantly. So your brain will send signals to your gut will send signals to your brain. If your small intestine becomes damaged because of the proteins that are broken down, and you can't act, they're not broken down into the peptides like steak and eggs that are broken to single amino acids, they get broken down into multiples of like peptide bonds. And we can't deal with them, we cannot digest them, like wheat. We don't have the stomachs to digest wheat. And gluten, for example. So what happens is it starts to erode the intestine wall, and when it erodes it, the membranes become damaged and they end up splitting. And when they split, you get leaky gut. You can also get leaky brain as well, but that's for another time. But in this instance, it's leaky gut. And when those proteins cross that barrier, your immune system thinks it's being attacked. And so in a lot of cases, you might develop an autoimmune condition. You might develop allergies and sensitivities because your body can't deal with this. So you've got circulating bacterial cells that have not been digested in your body. And this is going on in how would I put it into a numerical value? I can't because it's that big. The scale of this is so big that you need to try and control the controllables, and you need to, one, fix leaky gut, and two, you need to understand what these shitty foods that you've been eating do to you. The bagels, the alcohols, the sugars, the processed crap, anything that's made in a factory, you should not be eating. And if you ever do, it's because it's, you're fucking up the hills somewhere, you're camping, and there's fuck all else to eat but a sheep, and you don't want to kill the sheep, so you'll eat the shit. That's the only time you should be even thinking about process. In fact, eat the grass, eat the wheat. Get into the farm and eat the wheat. You'd be better eating that than that processed garbage. But that's only to save you. That's only in times of famine will you eat the wheat. No, it's that bad. And I'm really emphasising it because we're kind of playing at it a lot. Oh, why am I not allowed sandwiches? Well, I'll fucking tell you why. Just sit down for 10 minutes and I'll tell you why. The wheat is drenched, absolutely drenched in a chemical, glyphosate/Roundup, which is very, very damaging, and it's been shown to cause cancer. Do the research. Added to that, there's lots of things in that wheat that your body cannot deal with. Gluten is only part of the story. The carbohydrate content of that wheat will spike your blood sugar far more than table sugar. White sugar. You eat bread, seeded bread, it will spike your blood sugar more than white table sugar, and you wonder why you can't get rid of the gut. Well, if you're a drinker and you drink at the weekends and you can't stop that, you're still going to carry a gut, because the alcohol, the sugar in the alcohol, you won't be able to get into fat burning. And it'll be a constant battle. You'll be like, yeah, I look great. Oh, look what? I look great. You'll do that all your life. And if you're prepared to accept that, then fine, that's fine with me. But wheat is just as bad. You can't get rid of the gut. You therefore develop fatty liver. So part of January is to detoxify your body, and that starts with the liver. And I'm going to introduce the cleanse very, very soon. This product is a game changer. It's absolutely phenomenal. But hold that for a minute because I need you to understand the science. So, are you somebody that started Feel Bean because of the amount of fibre on Feel Bean and the vegetables, a lot of vegetables, you may be getting stomach cramps and you feel really uncomfortable? That's probably because you have SIBO. The fibre is giving these microbes, this unhealthy bacteria, it's giving it a bit of stick. It doesn't like it. It likes sugar and it likes carbs, and it will leave you alone. And generally speaking, when you're eating all that shit, it's free and easy. You put good food in there like fibre, whoa, doesn't like it. It's going to kick back and you're going to feel it. Maybe probiotics as well might make it worse. Hang fire with that. We'll come back to that on Thursday night. Probiotics, prebiotics, probiotics. Now you have in your body, remember I says, your intestines don't have a toothbrush. Actually, they kind of do have a wee internal sweeping, cleaning out movement, and that happens like roughly every sort of 90 minutes. And it's called a migratory motor complex. And it really is just like a wee sweep every 90 minutes just to clear out the bacteria and get it into the large intestine so your body can then deal with it. Where am I going? When you don't eat, you know how you were snacking and you were eating 3 meals and snacking and having all the sugary beverages? Well, your body wasn't getting a chance to do that sweeping. But when you start fasting, remember I've told you this before, your body gets a digestive break. You get a chance to clean out all that crap, literally, in there. And you get a chance to move it. And peristalsis will move, and you're drinking water anyway, and you're drinking green tea and herbal tea. And so you're moving it all through. You maybe even taking MCTs just to lubricate the colon. So when you fast, your body gets a chance to get rid of all of that. But when you constantly eat, you're eating a breakfast, mid-morning snack, a lunch, a mid-afternoon snack, an evening meal, a supper, and all of the drinks in between. And then you get to the weekend and you hit the alcohol. How is your body supposed to deal with that? It's like chaps. Chaps, Amanda. No, I'm not doing it. So in that case, fasting is amazing, and so is apple cider vinegar, replacing the lost acid in the stomach. Let me get to acid in a minute. Let me come back to the liver. The liver is about 2-3 pounds heavy, and it has over 500 functions. But if you've got a fatty liver, the liver can't perform and it can't detoxify the body properly. Now, when you realise that your thyroid is completely, almost, relying on a nice healthy liver to convert T4 to T3. So, you get thyroid stimulating hormone that trickles down into your thyroid and stimulates the thyroid to make T4. That T4 is inactive. It has to be T3. It has to get made into T3. And 80% of that happens in the liver. So if you've got a fatty liver, look down. If you've got a belly, be honest with yourself. Give it a shake, shuggle it about, and feel it. Just let it shake. And if it's shaking, then probably you've got visceral fat. You've definitely probably got fatty liver. And that's not a laugh, by the way. I'm just laughing at the shuggly wiggly. I'm here to tell you that you can reverse that. But you need to do this properly. I can't count how many times I've seen people that trained with me in Dundee who got in phenomenal shape. And because they were running in for a class, classes were amazing, by the way, beach boot camps and all the rest of it, and even transformations. And then 6 months' time, they disappeared and they're back to 5-6 stone overweight. Is that fat in the liver? You better believe that's fat in the liver. So, in terms of thyroid function, your thyroid controls your metabolism. It practically controls everything. So, if that liver is slow and sluggish, how are you supposed to metabolize efficiently? You can't. So your body slows down in every single way, and that is without an underactive or an overactive diagnosis, or Graves or Hashimoto's. That's without that. That's just naturally because you've got this liver. So, where am I? So what do you do then? You stick to the meal plan like glue, like absolute glue, and we will put a hoover on your liver and we will suck the fat out of the liver to make it functional again. So you can get alcoholic fatty liver disease or you can get non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Fatty liver caused by alcohol or fatty liver caused by fructose, sugar, refined carbohydrates, basically all the shit of the day, right? And children are displaying signs of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Scary, really, really scary, because fructose is in everything, and it's awful. And you need to read the labels for your kids. Come on. If an odd treat is fine. Like we were in Costa yesterday, Sunday, and Leo had a cake and someone else and so on. Fine. You know, if they want that once a week, see if it's every day. You have to really look at that, please. So you stick to the meal plan, no snacking, you introduce fasting, you stop the grain, you minimise alcohol. Hey, let's be honest, we're going to kick the arse out of the alcohol sometimes. But if it's a regular occurrence, you're just going to come up against this all the time. And it's going to affect your mood, you better believe it. You're going to be flat as a fart sometimes. You're going to be depressed sometimes. You're going to be anxious as hell. That's what alcohol does, doesn't it? And you need to acidify the stomach if any of these things relate to you. Maybe you don't have a gallbladder. So you maybe have a liver issue and you don't have a gallbladder. So what if you can't produce bile like you should? So bile helps break down fat-soluble vitamins A, D, K and E. And if you don't have bile, you can't absorb them. You can't break down the fat to absorb these vitamins, so you might well be deficient. So I'd like you to have a look at purified bile salts. They will help. If you're without a gallbladder, you've got a liver problem, please have a look at purified bile salts, please. So that is an introduction to SIBO. Now listen, somebody actually messaged me to say, is there a correlation between gut health and children's, it could be behavioural outbursts, it could be ADHD, it could be mood in adults, bipolar, depression. I truly believe there absolutely is. I think most things that we see, Feel Look Be fixes. How many people have you known on Feel Look Be that aren't depressed anymore? They're not on their antidepressants anymore. Why, Shelley Booth? Because we're fixing their gut health. We're talking about daily rituals. We're actually showing up to support each other, all of that stuff, but we're fixing gut health by that meal plan, that very meal plan. So I'm going to show you an interview with Mark Hyman and another gentleman, another doctor, and it's fascinating. So please listen to this wee bit. If you've got a child with ADHD, or you yourself have a mood disorder, or you suffer with depression, or you've got somebody in the family with Alzheimer's or something, please listen to this. It's only a few minutes long, and it's just part of the interview. I hope you can hear it, and if you can't, tell me and I'll try and fix it straight away, okay? Okay. Tell me if you can hear this, please. Right, I can't hear it, so I'm presuming you can't. Somebody's throwing me curveballs. Is that my dad saying, you think you've done well, Shelley? No, I'm going to make you work harder for that. I'm going to make you work harder, make you sweat. Well, you are. Thank you very much. Yeah, right, see if you can hear this now.
She would terrorize her sister. And I'm like, urine that indicate to us that kicked out of class. She literally I'm going to jump in with a
Yeah.
case that just reminded me of a little girl I
Yeah.
saw years ago
Yeah.
who was 9 years old, and she was a pretty little sweet looking girl
Right.
who was a monster, like a terror. She would constantly get kicked out of class. She literally couldn't make it home on the bus without the bus driver having to stop 10 times to settle her down. She was violent. She would rip, her pictures of a part of her family at home. She would terrorize her sister. And I'm like, what's going on with this girl?
Right.
And we did a whole workup, and we found her organic acid test. And we found she had massive levels of overgrowth of bacteria.
Yep.
And she had overgrowth of yeast, which is not called SIBO, but SIFO, or small intestinal fungal overgrowth. And what I did was I gave her an antibiotic and an antifungal. And literally the girl completely transformed. So when you think you're treating a psychiatric disorder
Absolutely.
with antibiotics and antifungals, how does that make sense? Well,
Right.
it makes sense when you understand the connections between the gut and the brain. I mean, this was over 10 years ago, and I remember writing about it in the Ultra Mind Solution. I was like, wow, the gut is so connected. I have another one with OCD, the same thing. She had high levels of ammonia, and she had severe OCD. She wouldn't pick up anything off the floor. I gave her an antibiotic, and literally she became like a neat freak. It was the weirdest thing.
Oh, yeah. No, in those cases, in the cases I've seen, SIBO is very commonly related to neuropsychiatric disorders. So when I have people with memory loss, brain fog, ADHD, just as you've said, I've had multiple patients of mine, right? Autism. The first thing we do is treat their SIBO, change their diet, and within the first 6 weeks, we're starting to see significant change in their behaviors with ADHD and in their verbal abilities with autism kids. I was going to talk about a fibromyalgia case, but I will talk about a ADHD. I had actually an anxiety depression case.
Talk about both of them.
Yeah, I'll talk about them all. There's so many cases I could choose from. There is a recent case from a patient from a different part of the world actually came in, and they were having lots of difficulties with their child. Very bright siblings, but this particular child was having lots of issues with impulsive behavior, attention in the classroom, moodiness, to the point where the child would speak of not wanting to live anymore. And so I went through all of their symptoms, and the biggest thing that this child had difficulty with was the bloating and the distension. That was constant. Mom noticed it from almost day one of life. So we did not only the SIBO breath test, but we did something called a GI map test, which will look at, it will using DNA and PCR technology, look at all of the bacteria in your gut, the major colonies, the major species, look for candida, and then also look for markers of inflammation. Those two tests on this patient indicated severe disruption of the balance of the microbiome. The patient was put on a brief elemental diet, which is a diet that takes out most foods,
all the foreign proteins,
and then was put on a autoimmune paleo diet, and very difficult to put a kid on a diet.
Which basically starves a lot of the bad bacteria.
Absolutely.
So instead of feeding them with all the starch and sugar and carbs, which they love, you're giving them less of that.
And we combined it with a low FODMAP diet to make sure that the child got all the nutrition they needed.
FODMAP is like what? That's like,
so those are long chain sugars that get fermented very quickly by bacteria, and when you eat them and you have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth,
you get a very big food baby. You're like 9 months pregnant,
right? And the food baby is this basically: you're fermenting food where you shouldn't be. Food's meant to be fermented in the large intestine, and that's like Florida, right? But what's happening with small intestinal bacterial overgrowth? Bacteria are up in Maine, and the food's coming into Maine. Maine's not ready for gas. So now, all of a sudden, you've got this gas where it doesn't belong geographically. You feel very uncomfortable. And it starts to impact everything we talked about. Your nutrition, your inflammation, and that translates to that gut-brain connection. The brain gets affected. That's why we see so much benefit when we treat diseases like SIBO and dysbiosis in our patients with neuropsychiatric disorders, from ADHD to OCD to anxiety and depression. And you've noticed it. I know we've talked about even like Parkinson's and other disease processes that will stabilize once we start addressing gut issues.
So what happened to this kid then?
So when we had the 6-week follow-up, And we had started, it was actually not the 6-week follow-up, but the 6-week follow-up, we went over all the testing and we started the second part of the nutrition plan. Once we started the nutrition plan and I used some natural herbs to get rid of some of that overgrowth.
So sort of antibacterial herbs.
Antibacterial herbs that come in different compounds that we use. At the 8 weeks later, that child's behavior, the mood swings were completely gone.
Yeah.
Completely gone. The impulsivity was drastically reduced, and the teachers were saying he was now paying attention in class. And that was just with food. No stimulants.
That's remarkable.
No stimulants.
Just herbs like oregano and berberine and thyme and things like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, powerful stuff.
Yeah, and so that's the SIBO story.
Yeah,
it's that gut-brain connection. It's so powerful.
Brought back.
I'll plug the mic back in. Hold on. I hope you're staying tuned for this. I really do. And can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? I'm back. This is a bit of a carry on, this mic stuff. Now, a lot of you don't know, but I was active schools manager in this area for a long time. And I have been banging this drum for years. I was active schools manager roughly 8 years, active schools coordinator before that. So I managed a team of people who coordinated sport, play, dance and active living. And I worked with teachers right across the city, primary and secondary. And I was forever banging this drum about kids are what they eat. We need to start thinking about intervention around this. So this is not new science for me. I was reading about this years and years and years and years ago. But we have a massive pool of teachers on here. We've got a massive pool of nurses on here. We've got some doctors on here. It is hugely important we stop, we try and do something about this, and we get this awareness out there, like right now, not in 10 years' time, not in 5 years' time, but now. Now. The Eat Well plate. The Eat Well plate's got us fat. The Eat Well plate has got us rattling with medications. We'll rattle when we walk. The food pyramid. The food pyramid. Not that one. That's the food pyramid. This is what we need to be doing with the food pyramid. Absolute garbage. Nonsense. And people say to me, yeah, my friend's lost 8 stone on... And I go, well, if you drank Coca-Cola probably all day and only Coca-Cola, because it's so controlled, you'll probably lose weight. Is the food doing her any good? This functional stuff is completely missing out of the education, out of the understanding, out of the practical application. It's missing. They're controlling calories, but with a system, yeah, I'm allowed to eat that, oh, that's a sin, so I can't eat that. Right. We have to start eating quality food. And it all starts in your gut. Your health, you are what you eat, which is why you need to stick to the meal plans. They're sacrosanct. They're like our Bible. So, antibacterial, you say, liver cleansing. Oh my God, let me get started. I'm just going live on graduates. Super green foods, they cleanse. Hello graduates, we've just got through quite a lot of stuff there. Absolutely bang on the money I am. And one day, it'll all sink in and you'll go, do you know what, she's right. She's absolutely right. And see if you are a doctor, let's start a GP referral programme. I've worked with doctors in the past. We didn't align. We do food pyramids and Eat Well plates. No, sorry doctor, I am not recommending that garbage to clients. No. Some doctors were amazing. New age thinkers, constantly on it. Research, science, bringing it in. Not medication driven, not governed by such and such and such and such, signing it off, but actually functional medicine to get to the root cause of these problems and not just try and treat it with medications. How are you, everybody? Good to see you. So, my cleanse, oh my God. Active nutrients and botanicals blended with no nasties, no binders, no fillers, 100% active, 100% clean, 0 fillers. Oh my word. I mean, for the people like Lisa Cameron who have seen my journey over years and years and years, Lisa done boot camps with me years ago. To get to this point, Lisa, I'm sure you're probably pretty teary seeing these, and when you hear me talk, you're thinking, sure, I know you're dead proud of me. When you see the journey to get to this level, damn right I'm proud of myself. Damn right I'll put it on Facebook. People all hate that. There she is, bigging herself up again. She's good at that Shelley Booth. So what? So, what are you saying? How are you helping people? Are you helping people? Here is what's in this beauty. Listen. Flaxseed. I'm going to show you some visuals. You won't see the visuals, graduates, but all you need to do is hear me. It goes live. We go live with these supplements as a bundle right after this live finishes. So Megan will share the link as soon as I say go, and it's open until 12 o'clock midnight. You're going to get 20% off for tonight only. It's a one and only time. I'm never ever doing it again. It's taken years and years and years to get to this point. I'm not putting anything on sale except for you lot. So, flaxseed, which I'll tell you in a minute. Sea greens. Sea greens are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal with research. They have research they report on. Artichoke leaf, dandelion root, nettle leaf, matcha green tea, and chlorella. For a cleanse, unbelievable. You've seen it today, you've seen the ingredients today. Just for everything that I've just talked about as far as a liver cleanse goes and aiding digestion. Let me pull up some visuals here, and I want to just talk you through the product so you understand it. And every night this week I'm going to talk you through a different product till we get to all 4, which will be Thursday night we finish. So let me find them. And graduates, you could just listen, okay? So this is the sea greens element. Seaweed is growing as a highly nutritious functional ingredient. So functional medicine, you are what you eat. No more abundantly than native to our shores. Sea Greens is Europe's leading pioneer among the most knowledgeable producers in the world. There is no better supplier than Sea Greens. They're phenomenal, 100% organic. Amazing, from really, really clean oceans, like I've kept banging on about for ages and ages and ages. Let's get rid of that one. I'm just going to pull some of these up, okay? Sea Greens has developed harvesting at 5 locations in the British Isles and the Nordic regions. Selections including the selection, collection and dyeing of each batch is carefully supervised. A unique system of production combines traditional methods and innovative technologies with final processing and ingredient production in the UK. That's really important. There's a lot of stuff being produced in China and blah, blah, blah. This is here in the UK. And all certified organic. So this is the claims that they could make. Now I will share this on both pages. It's a wee bit too small, but significant Sea Greens nutrition groups have also been studied, including iodine, robust antioxidants and essential fatty acids. Population iodine deficiency and thyroid interaction inspired a customer-led study at Glasgow University, published in the British Journal of Nutrition in 2014. Basically what they're saying is they're backing everything up. It is not going to cause a thyroid implication, it doesn't have a thyroid implication, and it had no adverse effect on thyroid function and normalised production of thyroid stimulating hormone. I've just been talking about that. The pituitary gland releases thyroid stimulating hormone, which stimulates T4 production, but that has to be converted to T3 in the liver. And in fact, all of these extracts are from Mother Earth that actually help detoxify the liver. So in terms of a cleanse, it is so robust, it's incredible. There is nothing else like it, and there's no nasties, no chemicals, no shite. What else have we got? Flaxseed. I've got a visual for you on flaxseed. fact, we'll go chlorella first. So chlorella is in here, and it's 40 milligrams, which is great. Helps with detoxifying, can boost the immune system. Remember, when you have leaky gut, we've just been talking about leaky gut, graduates, because of the peptide bonds that these proteins form, that you know, in terms of wheat, for example, they're broken down into peptides instead of single amino acids like meat, like salmon or fish or chicken, or a steak or an egg. So they form these peptide bonds and they erode the lining of the small intestine, and the intestinal walls, and it causes leaky gut, and the membranes get damaged and split. And when that happens, your immune system is attacked, and your immune system's thinking, that's not for us, that's not, well, let's attack it back. So you start producing antibodies that attack your own body, and then you get food sensitivities, and you get allergies, and then you've got fibromyalgia, and you've got an autoimmune condition, and you've got bursitis, tendinitis, arthritis, all the itises, and then you've got brain fog, and achy joints, and rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus, and type 1 diabetes, and all of these things. And actually, it all stems from the gut, it all comes from your gut. Anyway, whole list of different benefits of chlorella, really, really important. And I know that it's very hard for so many of you to get 7 to 10 cups of green leafy vegetables. So I'm keeping it real for you. Some days it's hard for me to get that in. 7 to 10 cups of green leafy veg. 4,700 milligrams of potassium you need. I know some days you're struggling. It's in here. Next one. Matcha tea. High in antioxidants, increased energy levels, enhances mood, boosts immune system. It's all about immune health and liver health and liver function. Stimulates metabolism, detoxifies. This is the detoxifier. Boosts concentration, improves skin, lowers cholesterol, helps prevent cancer. Matcha tea. Please research it. It is all in here. Now, of the cleanse, you will take between 1 and 3 tablets per day. I would encourage you to start on one. One of each. Your system has to get used to these. So 1 a day, then you can go to 2 a day. But generally speaking, if you bought the bundle, it will last you about a month. Okay? Next one. I'm just showing you little slides just to show you what's actually in here. Mostly, I've not covered it all. Flaxseed, high in omega-3. Now remember, I've talked so much about the omega-3 and the omega-6 ratio. We're so heavy on omega-6, which is the inflammatory vegetable oils, but flaxseed, the ratios are very, very good, so it's great. High in omega-3, is a potent anti-inflammatory. Fires up your metabolism, burns fats, full of antioxidants, B vitamins, magnesium, lowers cholesterol, copper in there, just like the vitamin C complex that I talked about last week, the week before. It's antiviral, antibacterial. So will it help SIBO? Absolutely. Small intestinal bacterial overgrowth for the graduates that have just joined us. Also in here is dandelion, and it's actually dandelion root, artichoke leaf, and nettle leaf, all of which are fantastic cleansers. I couldn't have asked for a better product. If somebody says to me, Shelley, what is your ideal? And that's exactly what they've done. What is your ideal? You know your clients, you know what they need. This is it. No nasties. Absolutely incredible. Mwah! This is for you, Dad, because your liver was fucked. And if you were here, I'd be saying, Dad, get these down you, please. And stop the alcohol. So, had loads and loads of notes. Dandelion root has so many benefits, so many. It's an amazing liver cleanse for a start. It has the potential to kill cancer. Cleanses liver, supports weight loss, is loaded with potassium, calcium and vitamin K. You'll notice that the sea greens and dandelion root all have calcium. You don't think you're getting calcium. Somebody says to me, oh wait, stop the boat, I'm not going to get calcium because it's dairy-free week. You'll get calcium all right. Eat the meal plan. In the supplements, you'll get bags of calcium. And actually, we'll fix your leaky gut. so you can actually absorb the calcium. Right now, you're probably getting loads of calcium, but because you've got leaky gut and all sorts of health issues, you're struggling to absorb it. Helps fluid retention, aids weight loss, helps with cellulite as well. Yeah, I would have thought dandelion root. Remember, the roots are the life of that plant, and so they're soaking up all the nutrition. Acts as a diuretic, helps with constipation, promotes glutathione production, which supports the liver. It's a top liver cleanser, together with thistle. I'm thinking Scotland here. Nettle leaf, and that's in here too. Nettle leaf and dandelion are phenomenal liver cleansers together. It's potent. So see, in terms of sucking out the fat, absolutely, we're doing that. See, in terms of sucking out the toxins, the heavy metals, the plastics, all the crap that should not be in your body that is, as a given. Meal plan and these complement each other and fit like a glove. Helps fat digestion, helps bile production, and also helps gallbladder stones. Stops the formation of them. Heavy metal poisoning helps pull it out. I can go on and on and on. Nettle leaf is an ultra cleanser. It's in the cleanse for that very reason. If you're anemic or you have an iron deficiency, these supplements will help you. Nettle leaf has lots of it. Reduces blood sugar, helps premenstrual people because of the replacement, and helps form red blood cells again, so helps you replace the lost blood. Good for arthritis, tendinitis, bursitis, so it dampens down inflammation. Helps rheumatoid arthritis and rheumatoid conditions. Helps UTIs. Who gets UTIs? Are you perimenopausal, menopausal, urinary tract infections? It's common, isn't it? This will help. Helps men with prostate health, and actually will help them pee less through the night, and they'll tend to pee when they should be peeing, which is through the day. So it really alleviates prostate issues. Boosts detoxification process, eliminates toxins, reduces blood pressure, reduces cancer, the incidence of cancer, risk of cancer. Brain rejuvenation, skin rejuvenation, stimulates hair growth. It's too many to mention. The matcha tea, mental clarity, zoop, so it's an energizer as well as a cleanser. Energy, whoop, inflammation down, endurance up. Phytonutrients is 130 times stronger than coffee. Coffee's got phytonutrients in it. This matcha tea is 137 times stronger in terms of the benefits and the phytonutrient benefits. L-theanine, which is an amino acid, it's very calming. So as well as it energizes, it actually acts like a potassium and helps calm at the same time. So you're cleansing, calming, aiding digestion. To be honest, there is not a better product for you. Toxin-free, excipient-free, they're amazing. Chlorella, where do we even start? Huge benefits. Inflammation, less water retention, helps with phase 2 of there's 3 phases of liver detoxification. It helps in phase 2, and the fat-soluble toxins are broken down, and basically the chlorella helps make them water-soluble, so you can actually get rid of them. So it pulls the toxins out and helps you extract through the water. Pee it down the toilet. Removes heavy metals like iron, lead, mercury. It's called a chelator. Phenomenal product that I'm so proud of. So in a nutshell, these are premium functional food supplements that are 100% active, 100% clean, excipient free, no binders, no fillers, no shit, no toxins, and will not cause inflammation and is not rancid. And that's been through COVID, through the Suez Canal crap, through Brexit. I'm ever so proud. And you've helped me get, you've been part of this journey. It's your data that I've been collecting to get to this point. So thank you, every single one of you who has committed to Feel It Be and continues to commit to Feel It Be. Look, that was a sunset this morning. We have bundled up the merchandise, which is this, is ready to go. Lisa Ross is our new merchandise woman, and she's phenomenal. She's so organised. She puts me and our Wendy to shame. Well, we're saying that today. Lisa, you're just amazing. She dropped some stuff off at my door this morning. She says, I'm just about to catch the sunrise. I thought she was just going to see it. No, she was about to do this. Lisa, you're just amazing. Look, you see. Beautiful. Broughty Ferry Beach. In fact, Moneyfeith Beach. Just the best. What else have I got to tell you? I think I'm done. So, in a nutshell, if you've got any of those problems, like I stated at the start, graduates, this is for you. Gas, bloating, farting, belching. Think SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which the small intestine is about 30 foot long, and if you've got SIBO and you've got these conditions, then actually think about SIBO. It's probably you. You could reverse it, you can get rid of it, but you have 30 foot of that bacteria in there. Obesity. 50% of obese people have SIBO. Pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. Food intolerances, fibromyalgia, skin conditions, rosacea, asthma, eczema or eczema, lactose intolerance, IBS, bowel urgency, skin rashes, autoimmune, arthritis, bursitis, tendinitis, the list goes on, fibromyalgia, mood disorders, brain disorders, Alzheimer's, bipolar, depression, all of that is linked to the gut. We are cleansing the liver, we are helping the gallbladder, and we are putting bacterial, good, friendly bacteria in there. And that's only just the start. Wait till you hear the other products. And they complement each other. So this is an isolated product, is amazing. Wait till you hear the rest. It stacks up to be just game-changing. So that is there for you. You lot, my beautiful graduates, get 20% off tonight until midnight only. Don't come back to me tomorrow and go, missed it, can I get it tonight? Because I'll give you enough notice. You lot have got to midnight tonight as well. Feel It Be. Please go, and so many of you know me. So many of you know that I will only bring a product to the market if it's one going to benefit you, if it's going to be health promoting and health optimizing. I'm not just going to stick a label on it and call it, oh, go there you are. That's not how I operate. It's not how I work. I've not worked 20 odd years in this industry, tirelessly, never stopping, to just half-arse it now. So that's that. If you want the bundle, which is all 4 products, that's all you can get tonight. You can't buy them individually tonight. If you're buying them individually, you'll need to wait until Thursday night when we're finished education. But if you know that you're all in, you know, you completely trust me, you get it, you've looked at the ingredients, you're like, I'm all over that, give me 20%. It's about to go live. Okay, it will be available. The girls will share the link, graduates. They'll share the link in the next sort of 10 minutes. So get ready for that. I'm going to cut you off, graduates, just now, okay? It was just to bring you in on the launch. I hope you're well, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Everybody else here, I hope you enjoyed that. Over 100 stones. Can we say that again? Over 100 stones lost today. I want to see your comments. If you don't want to buy the bundle, you don't have to buy the bundle tonight. People are saying, so we're only getting tonight then? Yes, it's a sale. That's what sales are. They're short-term, short wee windows. Because do I want everybody to buy it tonight? No, I don't. They deserve to be full price. But for you, I'm giving you a window of opportunity where you can get 20% off until midnight tonight from now. Okay? Just to say thank you for your loyalty. Teenagers, no, I wouldn't recommend supplements for teenagers. I think teenagers should just eat well, and that comes from you. And 18 plus, we can look at supplementation, but right now, I would say no. Just get the basics right first. think I just seen a comment here saying, yes, they do. Vanessa, I'm guessing the supplements come with recommended intake. Yes, you maybe missed that. It tells you everything on the back. So listen, for adults, take 1 to 3 capsules per day with food. Do not exceed the recommended intake unless directed by a healthcare professional. Food supplements are not suitable. For a varied diet. If pregnant, breastfeeding, taking medications, or a medical condition, consult a healthcare practitioner before use. 1 capsule provides, and it gives you the list of ingredients that I've shared with you today, okay? Do you need to take them? Well, as a food supplement, probably, yes, or I wouldn't never have spent this time on this. I believe that you're not getting this through your diet. Do you need to take them? Absolutely no, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. If you want to drink every night, eat sandwiches and bagels and crisps, you can. You do not need to do anything. 100 stone is 4,900,000 calories. Oh my God. Dearie me. Wow, wow, wow. Incredible. So it's not just incredible, that's mind-blowing. No problem, Vanessa. You are very welcome. Right, I truly believe if there was more people like me in the world, we would seriously be combating all of the health conditions we've got in the world, all the ailments. Big pharma would be greeting. Agribusiness would be greeting. Big medicine would be greeting. And be in a right pickle. But there's not enough of me in the world. So I need you to make waves in the world and tell people about this stuff. Please, help people. People need help. Don't be bullshit about it. Well, let me sit. Give me 10 minutes and I'll sit you down and I'll tell you why you've got that gut. You can't. People can only receive when they're ready to receive, and you'll know that because you'll get a feeling from them. So when you can, if you can, drop things into conversation, help people. Even if they don't come on to Feel Loopy, help them. Share this information. So are we ready? We're going to launch, and we're ready to launch in the next 2 minutes. So Megan, do you want to just share the link right this very second? I would sort it all out, you're right, whoever said that. Oh, Megan is about to share the link with you. Remember, you only have until midnight tonight. If you don't want them, don't have them, don't cry about it, don't moan about it, just get on with it and eat the meal plan. Simple as that. Yeah, drum roll. The amount of questions we've had from non-clients who want these. Come on, Megan, we're waiting on you. There we go. Go, go, go. You'll get all 4 products. They'll be sent first thing in the morning. Our Lisa is just phenomenal. It probably will be like Amazon now that Lisa's taken over. Lisa, thank you so much. You're so thoughtful. You are seriously on it, and I've got 100% trust in you. I think you're going to be amazing, and I think it's going to lead to much bigger things. I have to be honest. High five. See you later, everybody. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Enjoy. Part 2 is tomorrow with a continuation of gut health and our second product. Any issues tonight? Pop Megan an email, she said. Shipping costs $4.85, I think it is, in the UK. UK delivery only at this stage, which is a bit of a bummer, but there's... Yeah. I'm actually, see tomorrow, I'm going to go into the post office and say to the guy, because I've got a really good relationship with him. It's like the butcher. Make friends with the important people in your life. And I'm going to say, somebody's just bought already. Well done. High five. Who was my first customer? Who was it? Let me come off the Wi-Fi. Let me tell you who this was. Ainsley McKeith, all the way up in Stonehaven. Congratulations on the first, well, it's actually the second. My friend bought them today, handed me the cash and says, I want to be your first customer. You are the second, well, first proper customer, all the way up in Stonehaven. Thank you very much. That is a major milestone. Thank you. Okay. See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. Well done on all of your achievements. I'm so proud of you. Have a great sleep tonight. The yoga. Get the abs done. Get the steps in. We're covering body brushing this week. We're covering oil pulling. I'm going for an ice bath. I'd like you to get in some ice. Out of the sea. In a freezing cold bath. In a freezing cold shower. Whatever. The benefits, the immune benefits are huge. And we're fasting. Dearie me. And we are what we eat. Bye. Night night. Oh, it's going bonkers. Well done, you lot. Hey, Colleen, very good. Well done. See you soon.